Recorded.
All right, guys. Well, I really appreciate you guys being on the line here. And as I talk, I can go ahead and assure you, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm probably going to get out of breath. I have never been more excited. I have never stayed awake longer at night. I've never run more numbers through my head, and I've never been more happy about the future that's getting ready to come up. Let me say, first of all, before we get into this, that the guys and gals that are on this call, and there's about 20, maybe 25 of you, you are a very, very special group. Very special. In fact, you were handpicked. You guys know there's tens of thousands of people that are part of our network, and there was only a handful that we selected to be able to listen in and participate in this call that we're doing right now. And you guys you're going to understand fully what this is all about here shortly. But let me say, first of all, with Kay and I, we built a large network of people. I mean, we've been doing this full time. This is all that we do. We've been doing this. I mean, gosh, we run hard with this for the last 5, 6, 7 years, and we have a lot of people who really, they look up to us, and they, I guess, are looking for guidance because we've done a lot of things that have been successful in the past, and we always want to continue that trend because it's always worked very well for us, obviously. But I will go ahead and say there's not a day that goes by, and this is no exaggeration, there's not a day that goes by that somebody does not approach us with some new program. I mean, every single day we get probably 2 to 3 things that get pitched to us. Some of them we heard of, some of them we never heard of. In fact, just yesterday, I just had another guy who just pitched me another program. We get incredible offers that come down our line, and we have always kept an open mind. We've always looked at things. We preach this, and we've always done this on conference calls, and as we've taught people that have followed us, we never say no to anything that we don't understand what we're saying no to. And we've always taught people to do that same thing, to keep an open mind. So I want to preface what you're getting ready to hear about with how we got to where we are and why you guys are on this call. About, I guess it was a week or so ago, actually it might have been about 2.5 weeks or so ago, somebody had sent me something, and you're going to hear from these people, but they had actually sent me something, and I responded back, and I want to say this because I want to do this publicly. I had actually responded back, but without having all the information. I didn't understand how it works. In fact, I've gotten some misinformation and got some totally bogus information. And I responded back, and I said, no, I'm not interested. I said, in fact, you need to make all you can because 6 months down the road, that company ain't going to be here. And that was what I said. I mean, I have it in writing. And the guy was very nice about it. He never responded back negatively. He never said, no, you don't know what you're talking about. In fact, he just didn't respond back at all. And when I finally got some of my facts straight and I understood what I had just told this guy was not going to be around 6 months or so ago, I had to eat a little bit of crow. And I actually had to send him a message. And I said, look, I want to do, first of all, I want to let you know that I didn't have my facts straight and I didn't understand exactly what was going on here. So I responded negatively to that, and I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I should have approached it with an open mind. So I want to say this. Dan and Kim Cassidy, who you're going to hear from Kim here shortly, I was just actually on the phone with them actually several times. They're great friends of mine. We've got a long history. I mean, we've had lunches and dinners together. I know these guys personally. They're good friends of mine. We've done some past ventures in the past. We've been very successful with everything that we've ever touched. These guys that, in fact, Kim, that you're going to hear from here shortly, let me just say, first of all, give her a little bit of kudos. This is not your average Joe that you're getting ready to hear from. In fact, what you're getting ready to hear about, I ran some numbers on what you're going to hear about. In fact, over the last 24 hours, I went back and I've looked at our network of people that we have, and if we had the people that are in our network right now, guys, this is what blew me away. If the people that are in our network right now are doing, or were doing, or are going to do what you're getting ready to hear about, we would in 24 hours have made $640,000. Now, when I done the math on that, I couldn't deny it. I mean, I looked at it and I told Kay and I said, we cannot let this money go by. But I said, first and foremost, we're going to make sure that we've got certain people that are going to get taken care of. Whenever we look at a program, and there's one key factor here, and I'm going to let her cover some of the stuff, and hopefully she'll hit it. If she don't, I'm going to bring it up and let you guys know where you're going to benefit from this. But when I started understanding how the math worked, and understanding the numbers, and understanding how the money flowed, when I seen that, I couldn't deny it. I simply could not deny it. And I seen how much money could be made here. And guys, I'm telling you, what you're getting ready to hear, this is where the big boys play. This is the big dog playing field. This is not your average deal. This is big, big, big. And I can't stress that enough. I can't say it loud enough, and I can't punctuate it enough. This is that kind of a deal. A lot of you guys know what you're getting ready to hear about. Some of you have already delved into it, and you understand it a little bit more. But I went straight to the top because you guys know how Kay and I operate. We're not small time, and we don't operate with small time people. That's why you guys are on the line here. I mean, you are the best of the best, the cream of the crop. And so we went straight to the top. So the lady that you're going to hear from is a remarkable woman. Like I said, she's a great friend of mine. She lives up in North Carolina, my home state. She's traveling all over the country now. She has been extremely successful, guys, at what she's done. Everything she's touched has seemed to turn to gold. So I'm going to turn the call over to her, and I wanted her to get on the line. I asked her to do this, and I'm so thankful that she agreed to do it, so that you guys could hear, not from me, not from Kay, but I wanted you to hear from somebody who's at the very, very top of what we have gotten involved with. And I'll go ahead and say that. We have already pulled the trigger on this, and we think this is an extremely good deal. So I'm going to Kim Cassidy. And Kim, I want you, first of all, if you don't mind, if you could go into a little bit of a background of and by the way, guys, this is I2G. It's called Infinity to Global. That's what you're getting ready to hear about. And I asked Kim to get on the line because I want you to kind of start with a little bit about your relationship and how you came to even become involved with this. And then I'm probably going to throw a couple of questions at you that I know a lot of other people have. So we'll start with that. Kim, thank you so much for doing this call.
Kent, I am honored to be on a call with you, and I truly appreciate the incredible introduction, and I appreciate the time of all the people that have taken out of their day. We all know time is our utmost commodity, so I talk fast. I'm going to try to cover about 2 months' worth of material in 15 minutes, Kent. Fortunately, we are in San Francisco at this very moment, overlooking the Bay Area. I have to say this is my first conference call that I've done in this particular location. But as Kent said, I'm going to tell you, we live in Goldsboro, North Carolina, small town in eastern North Carolina where Joyce Barnes lives, he's 50% owner of the company. Joyce he's a businessman. He owns restaurants, jewelry stores, and property, and we've known him our entire life. He has an impeccable reputation in the business community in Goldsboro. What we didn't know is what Joyce did, as I say, from 5, as Joyce says, millionaires are made from midnight to 5, and that's network marketing. He's been in the business for 25 years. Every company that he's ever been with is still in existence today. He has never had one complaint in the 25 years that he's been in this business, and he has built global teams. So Joyce Barnes and Rick Mikey are the two people that own this company. The funny thing is, Dan was, my husband, talking to Joyce, unbeknownst to us who he was in network marketing at the time, one of the deals that we had going on, and Joyce was such a kind, humble man, and he just politely said, well, he owned his own company, and one thing led to another. We were at his granddaughter's birthday party, and I'm going to be real explicit, Kent, with how this played out. For some reason, that night, I listened to my husband, and he said, Kim, you've got to know Joyce is involved in an online casino. When I heard that, I literally went to his house the next morning, and I didn't leave. I have spent hours. Joyce laughed, he said, because he really wasn't planning to open this up in the United States because Joyce and Rick both, like I said, have global companies. Joyce was named one of 13 people worldwide this year by the Direct Selling Association. It's the top 13th person in the world. So these guys know what they're doing. They've been doing this for years, but I wouldn't leave his house that night until he agreed to open it up. So he called Rick and got us on the three-way, and Rick said, okay, Joyce, let her do it because she's not going to leave us alone. And he was right. And like I said, we are family friends. We babysit his grandchildren on a weekly basis. We live in the same neighborhood with his kids, so we know them inside and out. With that being said, Kent, I am going to tell this bit of information, and I know that we're on the call with complete leaders, so I'm asking for that to be kept in this circle. But I asked Joyce if we could purchase a small amount of stock, and again, he called Rick because they talk about everything they do together, their team, and he agreed. So 8 weeks to the day, I got a phone call from Joyce on a Saturday morning. I'll never forget it because I took out our 401ks and put it all into this company. And Joyce had a check in his hand for us paid. We're paid in full. 8 weeks to the day, every stockholder, which there's only 5, were paid back in full. Joyce and Rick were paid back in full because they put the bulk of the money in. And at that point, we had $2 million in assets. As of last Saturday, we're looking around 6 to 7 in assets, and that was prior to them being in Asia. So we're debt-free that quickly in the profit mode. I'm going to tell you what we are in very simple terms. We're 2 products The first product that we are is technology. We have called this piece of technology I2G Touch. A guy named Rocky in Los Angeles has been working on this technology piece for 8 years. Yahoo was to purchase it at $1.9 billion. Right before the deal went through, Yahoo backed out. Rick and Joyce, our two owners, got wind of this, flew out to L.A., and purchased the global exclusive rights to it. 2 weeks ago, Rick and Joyce were in Dallas. They were with two Chinese billionaires who own a technology company in China. They were so impressed with this I2G Touch system that they bought the entire company. They partnered with Rick and Joyce, so we own everything. So not only do we own this system, everything that comes out in technology from this point forward, we will have access to up front. I want to briefly tell you what I2G Touch is. It is a platform that houses all forms of social media, whether it be LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever that form of social media is that you use, we own one platform for it. Video conferencing, Skype, everything. The key piece of this is called assertive communication. We have it internally at this point. In January, we're going to be able to actually go out and sell this to businesses. This particular piece in itself is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Whether you are on a computer doing work on Microsoft Word, whether you have a cell phone with you, an iPad, whatever technical device that you've got in your hands, this is going to provide, and I'm going to use, Ken, I'm just going to use a church as a very simple example because Dan and I go to a very large church. It's around 2,500 people. Our pastor owns this software. He's able to communicate within 30 seconds to everyone in his church. Just say, Dan had a car accident. We need to have prayer. He will physically walk out on your screen, the pastor, tell you this in 30 seconds and walk back off your screen, his physical body. It's called a green room, just like they do in Hollywood, in the movies. You will have your own green room. Now, the I2 guy in L.A. last week gave another scenario, which is very powerful. Homeland Security purchases this software. And we're living, guys, in a volatile situation. I mean, we never know from day to day. So just say the state of California is under a bomb threat. The Homeland Security guy comes out, walks out on everyone's device in the state of California, alerts them to the bomb threat, and gives them, 30 minutes or whatever of protection. So this piece of software alone, and that's just the beginning of what we have, is going to bring tremendous, tremendous money into our company and you and your downline because it's a binary income. I'm not going to get into many details. I'll let you ask questions if you want to later, but I wanted to let them know that's one of our products. The second product is online gaming.
Okay, but right before you do that, Kim, I want to clarify to everybody that's listening in because there's a lot of leaders that are on the call that are team builders and are interested in this industry simply for one thing, which is the same thing I'm interested in it for, is how much money we can make. So I want to say, first of all, the reason that product is there, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, is because online gambling or online casinos are not right now legal in America. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So I just wanted to preface what you're getting ready to talk about, which is how some money is really getting ready to start getting generated here. So I'm going to let you talk about the casinos for a little bit and how that kind of plays into it. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, last year alone, and it was $45 billion was spent worldwide on online gaming, not brick and mortar, but online. So it's a huge business. And what we have done, we have partnered with a casino. So there are 200 online casinos globally as we speak. Joyce and Rick went to the gaming convention in Las Vegas. Those are only for very serious people and casino owners because the tickets are $2,500 per head. So they met with casino owners around the globe. And they filtered through and chose the one that we're partnered with, and it's located in Costa Rica. This casino has been in existence for 14 years. They have a Tier 1 gaming license. A Tier 1 gaming license is the best that you can have. It's what all the major casinos in Las Vegas have, Caesars or whatever. They all have Tier 1 gaming license. The license itself costs $250,000 to be able to acquire. So our casino has a Tier 1 gaming license. We've been in existence for 14 years. And the profit, all the other casinos that they spoke with wanted 30% of our profit. This particular one knew the ramifications of what was coming down the turnpike, and they're only requiring us to pay 15% on the first $1 million of our profit in the casino. After that, they're only requiring 7.5% for the duration. Now, we are live in 200 countries at the moment. Literally, if you know someone in another country that can log onto your website, sign up, and begin playing. This is business volume that flows up to the binary. So this is really the first time in history that people in the United States have got a chance to be a part of a global company, Kent. So that was what was so appealing to us. Now, I'm going to get into the emperor positions because that's what we're talking about at this point in time. There are 4 ways that you can join this casino, but the emperor position is a one-time $5,000 spot. You pay nothing else out of pocket for forever. And I want you to think of the casino as a pie. We're looking at a circle right now that's split down the middle. 50% of the profits of the casino on a monthly basis go into what we call the emperor pool. It's going to be divided among the emperor positions. Now, Joyce and Rick have capped the emperor positions at 5,000, and we're going to have millions in our company, but there are only going to be 5,000 of these slots available. If they allowed everyone to participate, obviously our profit would be minimal, and we want major profit. So at this time, as of last Saturday, and Rick and Joyce left for Asia on Sunday, so I haven't spoken to them except just through a little bit through Facebook, but we had 1,500 positions left available to sell. At the rate we've been going, they will be gone in the month of November. Yeah, we've doubled. The casino has doubled. We started on August 14th in the casino. We opened the company August the 3rd, and each month the casino profits have doubled, and very few people overseas know about us at this point. I can tell you that Joyce and Rick meet with only leaders overseas. Some major leaders, the president of Zija over Asia has turned in his resignation. I actually read it on an email from Joyce. And he's coming over. There are a lot of major players that are leaving their companies and joining us. So we've got this 50% profit pool. That is a passive position if no one wants to build a team. The binary side is where there's mass amounts of money to make. We run a binary that doesn't flush, where you get paid 20% of your weak leg. All emperors are pre-qualified for matching bonuses 5 levels deep for the first year. So to max out the comp plan, Kent, you need 5 on your left and 5 on your right. They're giving you a year to acquire that 5, so they're going ahead and paying you 5 levels deep. Okay, on just the emperor positions. The other 25% of this pool, Kent, is divided in 5% increments for our leadership bonuses. The last quarter of the pool is used for promotion purposes. Okay, so this month they're running a Costa Rica trip, so you can go down and actually see our casino. Now, Kent, would you like to intervene right now and start asking some questions, or would you want me to continue? I don't want to monopolize the conversation.
No, that's okay. And I'll tell you, I would like to say, because there's a lot of people that are listening in right now, and a lot of people are like me. And guys, I'll go ahead and say it. I'm the world's worst. I've got an attention span of about 7 seconds. Okay. And here's what I want everybody to understand. There's a couple of reasons why Kay and I jumped on this. And first of all, I've got to give props to one guy, and his name's Kenan McKinney. You guys know Kenan. He's one of the top leaders. In fact, he is the top leader on our team. He's made more money on our team than anybody. And Kenan, he first heard about this and approached me with it and sent me some information on it. And I just kept telling him no. I said, nope, I don't want to do it. I don't understand it. Don't want to get involved with it. In fact, he even held a webinar one night, and I got on there with a guy that had earned over $300,000 in 10 weeks. And guys, this is a literal true story. I hung up on the guy. I did not understand it. So I'm only saying that because if you're listening to this and your mind and your brain is just swimming and all this information is coming in, and you're thinking, what in the world is all this about? I'm going to try to break it down for you because I had to have it broken down for me. The only reason why we're here is because Kevin persistently kept texting and kept emailing and kept saying, look, you are missing this, you're missing this, you're missing this. So what I did is I called up Kevin and I said, look, you got to do a join.me. I don't care if we got to spend 5 hours. Whatever you got to do, you're going to have to just keep going over this until it finally clicks in my brain. And guys, you know me. That's what I do. I dissect pay plans. I dissect comp plans. I rip them apart, tear them apart, shred them up, and spit them out. And I just, for whatever reason, could not comprehend this. Here's the first thing that attracted Kay and I to this, and it is the business volume. That's what I'm calling it, the points. Am I saying the right term, Kim, business volume?
Absolutely, business volume, yes.
Okay. The thing that appealed to us to most was that infinity part. And if you don't get anything at all from this conversation or this phone call, here's what I want you to understand. That infinity part is what attracted us, because when the first thing that Kay and I look for, we will never ever, guys, we'll take us to the grave, we'll never ever do anything unless everybody can prosper from it, because we get pitched so many things, and our answer is always the same. We can do that. We can build a team. We can go make money, but what can the average Joe do? And that's what we always look for. And so when I found out that this business volume flows to infinity, I'll try to give you an example. Let's say that I join, and I sponsored Kim Cassidy, and Kim Cassidy sponsors somebody, and they sponsor somebody, and they sponsor somebody, and they sponsor somebody, and they sponsor somebody, and this just continues to keep growing out. It goes to infinity. Every single business volume of that flows directly up to you. So when I understood that, I said, well, wait a minute. I said, we got a binary system here, so I pretty much got a strong leg running. You guys hopefully understand what that is. I got a strong leg running. All I've really got to do is just go out there and build one leg. I mean, pretty much, I just got to go out there and get one guy and teach him how to do this. Well, when I understood, I started doing some research on this, and I started looking at the online gambling casinos, and I started pulling in the numbers of the kind of profits that these things are bringing in, and the numbers are astronomical. It is absolutely mind-blowing, and I'll kind of wrap it up with this. If you could ever get ahead of the wave that's getting ready to happen, because, you guys, let's just admit it, right now online gaming is not legal in the U.S., okay? Take it from me. As soon as the U.S. government figures out a way that they can get a piece of that, they're going to take the locks off, and this thing is going to go absolutely insane. And I only say that because if you can ever get on the front end of a piece of the pie that's coming down the line, if you're ever on the front end, that's where wealth is created, okay? We all know the old saying, broke people find out about things after they happen, wealth people find out about them before they happen. And the only reason, the biggest reason that we got involved with this is because we watched what was happening. We seen people starting to join this. We seen the teams of people. We seen the people starting to gravitate for it. We seen the checks. We seen the money that was being paid out. And I just had to look at Kay one day, and I said, we got two choices. I said, either we can be a part of this, and we can get a little piece of it as well, or we can watch everybody else make all the money. And that honestly, guys, is what has brought us to here. Now, the reason why you guys are here, the reason why we wanted to have this kind of little special conference call is because I want you to understand something. Your teams of people, especially with our network, there's a lot of people that have gotten involved with us over the years of the different things that we've done who are connected to somebody else. You know, we signed up a Joe, who signed up a Steve, who signed up a Jill, who signed up a Bruce, who signed up a Don, whatever. The only reason you're on this call, and the biggest reason, is because, first of all, we love you to death and you're hand-selected to be here. But secondly, I want you to understand something. When this gets out, and your teams of people and the people that are involved in your networks, when they find out about this and they fully, truly understand how much money we're talking about, guys, take this to the bank. They are coming. They are coming. They're going to join with or without you. And the reason why we have you on this call here now is because we want you to have the first opportunity to be able to tell those people. Because I'm telling you, they are coming. With this kind of magnitude of money and this kind of wealth that we're talking about, guys, I'm telling you, this is the last rodeo, and we've all heard phrases like that before, but I'm telling you, when you fully understand how much money we're talking about, this is the last rodeo. This is I would say this is the best, well-built, first-class organization that I've ever run across. And again, guys, we get hit with everything. We have seen it all. We've seen the cheesy websites. We've seen all the crazy companies, the fly-by-nights and all that. I have never seen a company with first-class material, first-class website, first-class videos. I mean, these guys have did this thing right. They done it right. You know, saying they done it right. And we're not going to let that pass us by. And we wanted to get you involved, and we wanted to share it with you. And guys, this is not a sales pitch. Don't ever take that. We're just simply telling you this is what's getting ready to happen. We'd love to have you be a part of it with us, and I think a lot of you will once you fully understand it. I will say this. Don't worry about understanding this. I mean, you guys know me. I've been preaching that for years. It took me 2 weeks to ever get my head wrapped around this compensation plan. But when I finally did, it was over. It was done. I said, there's no way we're going to let this much money go by us. And it took me a while to do that, because I'll say this. There's a lot of ins and outs to this. I don't want to use the word complicated, because a lot of it happens automatically as long as you just follow the little system that they've got in place. But this thing is probably, I would say, Kim, I'm sure that you would echo this and agree as well. I would say that this is probably going to be the biggest thing that's ever come along. I don't know of anything that could even come close. I don't know how anybody could put anything together that's going to top what this one is. It is that big of a deal. So,
yeah, I concur. I mean, there is no question about it, and Joyce and Rick have done many, many, many large things in their life, but it's grown even quicker than they anticipated, and they knew it was going to be a gigantic feat. I want to touch briefly, Kent, on the legalization of the casinos in the U.S., because I don't want someone to think once the Emperors are closed out. Yes, that Emperor pool is closed out, but there will be other things coming. For you to understand, for legalization to happen in the U.S., it is legal in 3 states. There are 7 states right now in Congress. It will happen within the next 12 to 16 months. So in order for I2G to participate in that, we also have to have a brick-and-mortar casino, which Joyce and Rick are in the process of looking at as we speak. They're looking at the Vegas Strip for one location. They're looking at Costa Rica for the second location. So we will also have a brick-and-mortar casino. At that point, that everyone, that pool, is going to be shared in, not only in the online gaming site, which again is the $45 billion industry. It's also going to be, we're going to be profiting from the brick and mortar as well. They're going to be selling stock options, Kent, sometime the first of the year. Okay, that will be a $5,000 position. Now those people will not be allowed in the pool. I want everyone to understand this. For as time goes, once these 1,500 Emperor positions are gone, that is it permanently. If you buy several positions, which is what numerous people are doing, they're going to increase in value, I don't know how many fold. You also can sell those, because there are going to be a lot of people that are going to miss out on this Emperor position. They're going to want to be a part of the company. And again, you know, the Emperor position, I want them to understand, is a one-time, out-of-pocket $5,000 fee. Never again will there be another dime out of pocket.
Yeah, and guys, I know that some of you are listening and you're thinking, you know, gosh, that's $5,000. I don't want to let go of that. There are some other avenues or different levels that you can come in at. The reason that we're talking about this, obviously, is because you guys are leaders and you understand this, and that's why I wanted her to focus on that Emperor's position. One of the key factors for us is there's only a certain amount of those positions. There will not be any more after that. And just like she said, those are obviously just going to go up in value. And if you're like me, I didn't understand that. I didn't understand the power. Let me just be honest with you. When we first seen this, we decided to come on board. We came in at the $600 level simply because, just like everybody, we were cautious and we wanted to make sure that this thing was going to work. We wanted to make sure it was going to pay out. So rather than risk $5,000, we said, well, let's just do $600. I have kicked myself in the rear many, many times for not just going ahead and doing that. And I'll tell you guys, Kay wanted to do it. She said, let's just do the $5,000. We've always done. If we're going to go in, we're going to go all in. And I just wouldn't. I just couldn't do it because there was just that aspect of myself, you know, wanting that little bit of security for that. But I'm telling you guys, if you can swing that, if you can, I would highly, highly recommend that that's the way that you do this. And if you have any interest whatsoever, here's what, as we wrap this call up, here's what you're going to need to do. I want you to get with the person that asked you or invited you to get to this call. Okay, that's your first step. If there are any questions whatsoever, you get with us, you get with the person who got you on here, and we will get those questions answered. We'll take as much time and take as long as we need to be able to address that so that you feel comfortable with that. We don't want anybody to make any decision that they're not comfortable with. But if you can swing it, the $5,000 Emperor position is absolutely, by far, hands down, the best way to become a part of this. If you cannot swing that, I would highly recommend that you do the next one, which would be the $600 one. And you can always, do that. You can make you some money and get this thing going for you and then come in with another position at the Emperor. That's totally up to you. But I'm just saying that as we kick this off, because we are going to bring the people. They are coming. Trust me, they are going to come because we're going to work this hard over the next week and a half. They are coming to this. And if you're at this involved with this now, because of the way that business volume works, that is going to flow through your business. You will reap the benefits of that. I mean, the pay plan here is just untouchable. I don't know if anything you guys know. I've had a challenge out there for 10 months. No one has met that challenge until now. It has finally happened. Somebody brought something that actually beat what we were doing. And by the way, guys, for those of you that are involved with the program that we're involved with now, we will always do that program. That is just too simple. That's just simple money. It'd be ridiculous to leave that. But I just want to leave you with that. And Kim, is there anything else that you feel like that we need to address, or something that they may need to know before we hang up here?
Yes, actually, you know what I would like to do, because I did forget to touch on this. I mentioned that Joyce and Rick had never had a complaint in their 25 years in business. There's a reason for that, Kent. This is the only company that I've ever worked with in my entire career where they refund your money if you're not happy, period. There's no questions asked. You simply submit a ticket to Angela Leonard, who is our Vice President of Operations, and she's also Rick's wife. You get your check back immediately. And I've seen it happen twice. So I can attest that it really is this situation. There's no risk involved here whatsoever.
I don't even see how you can't top that right there.
Exactly. Exactly.
Put that there, but that's unreal. So anyway, okay, here guys, this is what we're going to do. We're going to wrap the call up. The call has been recorded. I'll be glad to send out the playback information for anybody that wants that. For those of you that have got an interest here, for those of you that just have got some questions, because well, trust me, I had tons of questions. So if you got some questions, call us up. The person that got you on the phone, call them up. I'll do 3 ways. Kay will be happy to do 3 ways. We will get you answers to whatever it is that you need to know so that you feel comfortable in whatever decision that you're getting ready to make. But above all else, just understand, this is going to happen. It's going to happen whether you do it or not. And we were just at a point that we just could not let this much money go by. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for dialing into this. I know for a lot of you guys, you're having to sneak off from the office somewhere to be able to get on the call. I believe you guys have already gotten home. But I really, really appreciate you guys getting on here. This is the only leadership call that we're ever going to do. This is only going to happen once, and this is the call that happened, though. From this point onward forward, it's wide open. I mean, they're coming. So just let us know what we can do to help you out, and we'll wrap the call up with that. You guys have a great evening, and we will see you on the next upcoming calls that we're going to do, because we're going to do some more of these. But you guys were the first, and we wanted to get you in first before the masses start coming. So we'll leave it with that. You guys have a great evening. Have a great Monday evening. Have a great week, and then let's go all do what we all go do. Let's go make some money and change some lives. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, Kim, for helping us out with this as well.
Thanks, Kent. Bye-bye.